So my talk is about online storytelling spaces. We explore participants' perceptions of overt and covert AI agents in storytelling communities. And this is a joint work with Orit, who is sitting here, Angelora, Zoe Mitchel, and Mary Calabro, who are all Orit Shaer students, and Orit is here. So it's a joint effort from University of Haifa and Wellesley College. Okay. Fan fiction communities started years ago, way before the internet. Storytelling people were taking existing stories and continuing to discussing them, taking the characters and making new stories around characters of interest. And when the internet arrived, it became a really fascinating world of online communication between readers and writers that created together a community that was feedback sort of based. So somebody was writing a story, other people were reading it, giving feedback, and then human connections were created across shared interests. So that was a community for people to explore fan fiction, explore other ideas, explore characters, etc. And platforms like Archive of Our Own now have millions of people. I don't know if the young people here, how many of you actually are engaged in fan fiction, reading, writing? Yeah, okay, I see some smiles. Right. But then we see that there is AI generated content. So I told ChatGPT to write a Harry Potter fanfic. And we we divided to overt AI agents, which are the tools and that we know that we use to create. So we know that we ask you I can put it on ChatGPT and ask it to improve my language. I'm not a native English speaker. It's a game changer for me. Now, covert AI agents, we know them from social media. They decide which post we're going to engage with, whose friends, which content we're going to see. And so there are recommendations for stories and recommendations, but then there are maybe even users that are simulated as agents. And there are a lot of community concerns that I'm going to get into, but I want to share my experience. So when I created this presentation, what I did is I asked Gamma, which is a new AI for presentations, and I asked it to create a presentation for me. I just uploaded a file. And then I engaged with its decisions. So I told it, make 9 slides. And then it chose some parts, maybe not all the parts that it chose to highlight were parts that I would have chosen. And I didn't just commit, but I also didn't overrule. I was engaging with that agency who chose from my paper for me what to show. And I was thinking and I was debating, is it right? Is it better than what I had planned? So this is the co-creation of me and Gamma here. So study methodology, we wanted to understand community perspectives, and our goal really, we had diverse participation pool, and we used mixed analysis methods, and we went through rigorous cleaning methods to make sure that there were no bots. So we allowed, unlike current US instructions, for people to declare their gender. So this was 65% of women is something that is pretty well known in the fan fiction community. Most participants were fan fiction veterans. Actually, almost half were almost 10 years were engaging in fan fiction, and they were young, between 18 to 34, and quite educated. Mostly Americans, but not only. Okay. So most of them use AO3 engaging with 292 different fandoms, which was pretty amazing. And they joined fan fiction communities to explore non-canonical relationships, as I was telling you before. And when we asked them, 92% of them identified and defined it as a space for human creativity. So it was really interesting to understand how they envision the AI coming in, what's their perception. So they expressed uncertainty. They didn't know. They were sure they would be able to identify an AI written story. But when we asked them, have you encountered any? They said, I don't think so. So it wasn't clear. They were sure that AI would not be able to capture the emotional depth that humans would show. And they really wanted to have transparency. And when we asked them about how they feel about integrating AI tools inside, majority, so about half opposed or were they had concerns. Only 2% were excited. Among those who were really against, more than 83% were writers. So people who were fan fiction writers opposed AI more than readers. Readers were like, if it's good, I don't mind. Okay. And we asked them, how would you react? And what are you afraid of? So a lot of them worried that it would stifle human creativity. And I think this is a sentiment that we can all agree with. And they were afraid it threatens the social aspects of fan fiction. And some of them actually block people who say they use AI. So this is one call for not admitting that you're using AI. And they said they would be less interested in reading AI-generated stories. And if we go to what they say, so emotional limitations is AI can't understand the emotional concerns fans have with these characters. It's missing the human experience. They had a lot of stories with trust. If finding out a story I loved was AI-generated felt like a betrayal. Our community is built on authentic human connections and creativity. And then an interesting concern, biggest concern, that young girls will stop writing because they can't compete with the AI, which is biased against them. That was very interesting. And on the future, well, it was very dramatic. AI is the death of human creativity. And then it seems cold, detached, and cynical to produce millions of stories by AI. We are in the fandoms because of the warmth. I don't need to feel like a machine is cuddling me, which was interesting. So that's about the AI feeling. So we have some design implications. We want to balance innovation and community values. So we suggest there would be clear labeling, and there will be an opt-in and opt-out options. And then the algorithm would promote human-generated works more. And we want to ask you and to engage with you with the question, are we approaching an era of machine culture, which is culture mediated or generated by machines? And with that, I thank you.